So the Suns acquired, or rather are acquiring, this trade's still ongoing, all-star Bradley Beal from the Wizards for a package that includes Chris Paul. There's still a chance that Paul lands with another team, since there are some rumors from ESPN that the Wizards are trying to include a third team in the trade so that Paul can land with a contender. If not, they always have the chance to do a contract buyout so Paul can become a free agent. Now, I know that listeners are probably thinking, why do I care about the Suns or the Wizards for that matter? Well, because I always personally, and Bump, I know you do too, find it interesting to talk about how teams build championship teams. The Suns are trying to do that. So let's talk about this big three in Phoenix, and then kind of what approach the Suns have taken, whether we think it's going to work. You know what I mean? Like what we can learn when teams do this stuff. So let's talk with Phoenix's team right now with Bradley Beal. What are your thoughts on this move?
My thoughts is, thanks, LeBron. Thanks. And you know what? I'm going to give some ownership to the Boston Celtics, too, because people forget Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen all got together to be my Lakers, and they were probably the first big three in the NBA. But LeBron took it to a whole nother level. When he goes to Miami, he joins Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So I think, thanks, LeBron, this is the new NBA. This is what's going to happen. And Kevin Durant has no shame in his game.
No.
He goes, look, man, OKC, you ain't getting it done. You know, I'm going to go to a team that just beat us. I'm going to go win some championships here with the Warriors. Warriors, my work is done here. I'm going to go over to Brooklyn and try to team up with Irving and Harden. Oh, that's not working. You know what? Get me up out of here. I'm going to go to the Suns as well. These three get together, Durant, Booker, and Bill. Durant averaged 27 points, number 2 in the NBA. Booker, 23 points, 11 in the NBA. Bradley Beal, 22 points, 17th in the NBA. They have three of the top 20 scorers in the NBA. So what the Suns are doing is saying, look, we're going to be top heavy. We're going to get enough superstars to where we can mix up these lineups, and then the bottom of our roster is going to have to play some good ball. Lots of max deals coming up with the Suns, but this is the new way of building. You look at it in basketball, obviously the Suns are doing it. Look at it in football, the Rams did it. You look at it in baseball, and the powers that be for 150 years got the most money. They're going to be good all the time. We're talking Yankees, LA, all the big market teams. So what I'm seeing as this is the fastest way to success. Probably not the most sustainable. It isn't the most sustainable. We saw that with the Rams. Baseball, you'll be good because there's no salary cap, and it's different there. But this is the way. This is the world we live in. It's instant satisfaction right now. You give it a chance. I think Monty Williams did a good job with the Suns, keeping them competitive. But just being competitive isn't enough anymore. Teams are willing to risk it all for a couple years of success.
Instant kind of success right now, that win now. I want to go all in. I want to spend the credit card. And I get it. And I think we tend to think like that's not the right way long term. But what if some teams really don't have the ability to build sustained success the way that other teams do? Like, I don't want to say the Lakers. Well, the Lakers have had sustained success. Like, they've obviously had eras where they've been more successful than others. But how many championships? 20?
Lakers?
11? 20-something. 11, 12.
17.
17? Who
Yeah.
cares? So you have these, like, franchises that have been able to have success for a really long time. And then you have other ones where it's like, that hasn't worked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they've tried developing. They've tried, taking whatever approach. And I don't know if it's because they didn't luck into a superstar the way that some organizations do. Like, I don't know what Connor Bedard is going to become in the NHL. But I know that there was a conversation about, like, there are some NHL teams that just by virtue of never having that kind of talent and never lucking into that kind of talent in a draft will need to turn to free agency.
And that's the toughest way to build, because that means you're going to put up a lot of money to build this team and get your free agents. It's beautiful when you can do what the Hawks did and get a lot of rookies together and build from there. And now you've had this sustained success when you talk about the Seahawks for 10, 11, 12 years. But most teams are going to have to go this way. And I think I don't blame, but I know it's because of just today's athlete. Today's athlete, you look at every level. Let's start select sports. You know how many kids? I own a company where we have select sports. Over 100 kids in our program. Every year, there are kids leaving to go to this program, that program, that program. And then a lot of them come back. Most of them come back, right? They go out, they test the waters. Right? 1 year doesn't work out. I'm just going to go see what's going on over there. Then you move over to the college ranks. Now these kids are able to get up out of there. And I'm looking at the transfer portal at times, specifically in football, and noticing there are thousands of kids in the portal right now, and more than half of them ain't going to get picked up because you don't have a good year here, don't have a good couple years. I'm not getting along with this guy. I'm going to leave because society says it's okay. We'll just make it easier for you. You go ahead and explore. So now you get to the NBA where these guys have all the leverage, especially in basketball, because you get paid the most. You can affect the game the most by yourself. Now these guys are saying, I don't even care what they think about me. I'm just going to dip. Could you imagine Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas leaving the Pistons and not getting it done? Could you imagine Bird and McHale not getting it done and leaving, and Jordan Pippen not leaving and saying, I'm going to team up with the next best superstar and make this thing happen? Not knocking your hustle, all right? If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Free country, do your thing. But that's just the way our country is right now. Oh, it's too hard. Go make it easier on yourself. So go team up with this, that, and the third. So it's it's not my cup of tea. That's not the way I rock, not the way I get down, not the way I raise my kids to handle stuff like that. But they're taking advantage of it. But what's going to happen is you're going to get these teams that are only going to be good for so long, and then you're going to be trashed for years. Only 6 teams in the NFL have gone back-to-back Super Bowls. The last team to do it was the Patriots, I believe, in 2003 and 2004.
Seahawks.
What's that?
Seahawks, not to win.
No, to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
Okay. Yeah, Patriots.
You look at the NBA. The Golden State Warriors, I think, were the last team to repeat, right? But how do they build? They build organically. You draft Steph Curry, you draft Klay Thompson, you draft Draymond, and then you start adding all these pieces. Long run, you build from the bottom up, all right? And you'll have a longer success. Short term, you do what most teams are doing now, and you go get your free agents, but that window is going to be a couple years at best.
That's fascinating.